Spursy Spurs, guys. Big 3 points in the derby against Arsenal, and then followed it up with another big win against Newcastle. We are absolutely flying right now, as much as we have been in the past couple of months and maybe even years, you could say. But, I didn't post a video after the Arsenal game. Out of respect for Serge Aurier and his tragic loss, it just didn't feel right. Me and Jong had something filmed, but I didn't end up putting it out. Just out of respect for Serge Aurier. Didn't feel right to celebrate. Prayers up to his brother and his family, and hope he's doing better. Put in a heroic performance against Newcastle just 2 days after his brother's death. So we love you, Serge, and we hope you're doing better. We're sending our prayers and our good thoughts your way. But today I have a video with an old friend of mine. We've known each other for a couple years now. He's actually a Manchester United fan. It's the first time I've had someone on Spursy Spurs that's not a Tottenham fan. I get his perspective of, how he became a Manchester United fan and how he perceives Tottenham as a fan of a different club. I'm always interested in that. And we have some good conversation, so hope you guys enjoy. Here we go. All right, guys, this is my boy Sean. Say what's up, Sean.
How's everybody doing? What's up?
Manchester United fan. You're actually the first person on my channel who's not a Spurs fan, so got a little pressure on you maybe to represent for your club.
Let's do it.
Okay, so my first question I usually ask people is how you became a fan, because obviously you're American as well as me. So how did you become a Manchester United fan?
Okay, so I actually grew up playing soccer from a young age, but I never really watched soccer. So I never had a team. Like, I didn't really grow up supporting anyone. So it was probably my freshman year of high school. I actually was flipping through the channels, and Manchester United was obviously playing. And I don't remember the exact year, but I remember seeing Cristiano Ronaldo. I remember seeing Nani. I remember seeing Valencia.
Yeah.
And Valencia on the wing. And I remember watching these guys dribble the ball, like the flair that they play with. I had never seen that. Where I'm from, we coined a term called boom ball, which is literally you just kick the ball and you just sprint after it, like nobody actually dribbles.
Yeah.
So watching guys actually like control the ball was crazy. I think we even had Clark back then in the midfield, who never stopped running, who ran forever. And I just I really fell in love with soccer watching Ronaldo. Watched a couple games that season, not many, because I don't think it was popular on TV. I don't think they were showing it every week. I can't really remember, but I was like, this guy is sick. This is my hero. Started looking him up on YouTube and stuff. Started watching all these highlight videos of him. FIFA the in game.
Yeah.
Started playing with him on FIFA, and of course, Ronaldo has all the skill moves.
Yep.
You can do everything with him. So through Ronaldo, I became a huge Manchester United fan. I started to actually look into the club, look into the history, see some of the players that have came through. Fell in love with the youth academy. I don't know if other clubs promote the youth as much as Manchester United does, but I started to fall in love with all these young players. Danny Welbeck, who turned out not to be the greatest, but when he was rising up through the ranks, I remember he was one of my favorite players, which is funny.
Yeah.
But I just really fell in love, and I started to watch the games. Rooney, RVP.
Loved him. Even though I'm a Spurs fan, he's an Arsenal guy. Man, I love Robin Van Persie.
Man, sick. Left foot, right foot.
Yeah.
Watching them, it put a new outlook on soccer for me, because I never had these heroes before. I never really knew how to play. I thought I knew how to play, and I thought I was good. But watching these guys, I'm like, yeah, there's levels.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's funny because, I talked to my other friend who's American. He's a Tottenham fan, but it seems like everybody in America has kind of the same story. I'm learning because I was the same way. We couldn't watch. We didn't get soccer over here until maybe 2010, 2009, something like that. And that was, like you said, that was probably Ronaldo's maybe last year at Manchester United when he was playing his best. For me it was Gareth Bale, but a very similar story. you see somebody just like on another level, on another planet almost, and from there you fall in love with the rest of the club and you go from there. So we had similar stories, it seems like.
Yeah, and I mean that Tottenham team back then, Modric, was Jermaine Defoe up top?
Yeah, they had 4 strikers. They had Defoe, Crouch, they had a dude named Pavlyuchenko, you know.
Yeah, that's, oh man. And, yeah.
Berbatov, too. He ended up playing at United.
Yeah, Berbatov was, how could I forget Berby?
Yeah.
I was thinking, just the Premier League back then, there was characters, because you look at, like, Chelsea, they had, like, your Drogba up top. Like, you see the Drogba goal.
Mm-hmm.
You cut on and watch a Chelsea game, you see him running and celebrating. I just remember thinking, like, who is this guy? Like, what? Like, he looks crazy. Like,
yeah.
just really. I remember those things, like, sticking out to me. Like, even though it wasn't as popular, you know, back then.
And it seems like FIFA played a big part, as, like, all 3 of the people I've talked to, FIFA, you know, amped up our passion for the game as well.
Yeah, it definitely had a big impact for me, because a lot of my friends, I'm from South Carolina. A lot of my friends in South Carolina, like, soccer is not, it wasn't a very big sport, I feel like, back then. So it allowed for me to get my friends that play baseball, football, basketball. Hey, this is FIFA. Pick it up. It's easy to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's one of those games where you pick it up and you try it, you instantly get, like, addicted to it. You're like, man, I got to figure out how to play this.
Yeah.
So that may not even like sports play FIFA, or, you know, they try FIFA and it kind of hooks them.
Yeah, and then once you start learning the different players and you start to see them live, and you're like, oh, I know that guy from FIFA, and then, you know, it goes from there.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's crazy how similar all of our stories are. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, it's crazy that a video game also brought so much attention to a real life sport.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching some of the earlier World Cups, and it didn't seem like it was that famous. When I played in high school, we kind of got teased at our school, like, "Oh, you play soccer? You're a grass fairy," you know, like that kind of thing. So
Twinkle toes, that's what I got.
Yeah, twinkle toes. So, like, from my freshman year, like, for me, high school starts in 8th grade. So from the time I was in 8th grade, and then until I became a senior, it was a complete change. It was like, people really started to respect soccer players, our crowd. Like, people started actually come to the games, and we were a really good team for our area.
Mm-hmm.
We had to travel to play a lot of better teams in our same class, because we didn't have that much competition around us.
What position did you play?
It's surprising, because I got the quarantine pounds on, but I actually played winger. I started out playing striker.
Oh, really? Interesting.
And then I moved to wing, yeah.
Yeah, I've never played organized, but whenever I play recreationally, more of a defender. But
which is crazy, because I see you as a midfielder.
Really?
I think when we played together, I think you played in midfield, and you were, like, sick. I was like,
appreciate it, but
you were pretty good.
Thanks. Yeah. At that point, I only been playing soccer for a couple of years, so I wish I would have played when I was younger.
Like I said, I started out when I was young, but it wasn't really defined. It was just kind of like, they throw you on the field, you just run.
Yeah.
And then when I got a little older, it's like, hey, you're faster than a lot of people, so we're just going to throw you up top. I didn't even know, like, techniques to strike the ball.
Right.
I just knew, just kick it, run and kick it.
That's what's different about soccer here, and I think that is kind of reflective on our, all the way up to our national team, is that just technically we're not as good as the other teams around us.
Yeah, I didn't develop technique. Probably, it's funny enough, actually until I graduated high school, I actually didn't learn, like, how to take a free kick.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't learn. I learned how to make, like, specific runs. Didn't really learn how to strike the ball that well. They just told me place it. Just place it.
I learned the most about soccer from playing FIFA and watching soccer. That's how I learned the most.
I guess I can say the same thing, honestly.
Yeah, just seeing how they strike it and just trying to emulate them.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a Spurs channel, obviously. So I got to ask you some questions about Spurs, because I'm interested to see another fans or a fan from another team to get their perspective on us. So, how do you just feel about Spurs overall as a Manchester United fan? Do you think we're a threat to you guys at all next year?
I think you guys are always a threat. I think even with Coach, you guys are a well-balanced team, I feel like. Even though, you go through your stretches where you guys feel like your defense may not be strong enough. When you guys play us most of the time, it's hard to break you guys down from the back to the front. I mean, you got I don't know if Toby's going to be there. I don't know if Vertonghen's going to be there next year.
It seems like Vertonghen's on his way out, but I think we're going to keep Toby at least 1 or 2 more years.
Even Davinson Sanchez, when he first got there, he was a beast. I feel like he's kind of fallen off a little bit. I haven't watched you guys' games as much as late, but I feel like every time we play you, I mean, even midfield is solid. Sissoko, even though some Spurs fans I feel like don't appreciate him, is a tank.
I love the guy. He's not good on the ball, but man, he does so much for us.
And when you guys play us, it's like he kicks it up another notch.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What? Why does he pick this time to play better against us?
Yeah.
Dele Alli, up and down, but I feel like he has his games where he shows out. Mm-hmm. Better than Jesse, I feel like, that we have.
Yeah. Is he on his way out? That's what I heard, Jesse.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think we can afford to keep him. But, I mean, up top, you guys have Son, Harry Kane, Bergwijn, who is a tank, lethal.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what he do. The goal he scored against David De Gea. I appreciate you guys, team. I think you guys are a legitimate threat. Under Jose, I don't know. Like, if Pochettino was still in charge, I'd be like, definitely a challenge for top 4. Like, you got a world-class striker, a world-class keeper. You had 2 world-class center backs. Midfield is very good. I was going to say solid, but I feel like very good. You should be challenging for top 4.
Yeah, I agree. You know, a lot of Spurs are pretty much completely divided with the whole Jose thing because half the fans are used to seeing the way we played under Poch, which was way more exciting. But, you know, we couldn't get the results. When Poch got fired, we were 14th in the league. And now we're up to 7th. So, you know, it's not exciting, but he's getting his wins. So.
Yeah, which is same thing with us when he was coaching us. Like, sometimes it wasn't the most beautiful football. He was getting results, but I think that's what leads to frustrations with him because when you get those wins, it's not a pretty win, so you don't really build confidence. Yeah. It's like, yeah, we got another win. Yeah, we got another win. And then when you lose it, it's not pretty either. It looks bad. So your confidence is really low. It's like, man, we look terrible. Mm-hmm. We barely had any shots on goal. Like, I know that's probably a complaint you guys have had.
Yeah. We played Bournemouth. I don't know if you saw that. We played Bournemouth last week, and we didn't get a shot on goal the entire game. And the fans just went crazy on Twitter.
I did see that, and I'm like, man, this takes me back because I remember it used to drive United fans crazy. When he put Fellaini up top, he put Fellaini in as a striker.
Yeah.
And what are we doing?
But
you have to watch.
you gotta say that, like, he finished second for you guys one season, didn't he? And with that team you guys had back then, and that was a huge accomplishment. And you won the Europa League, so I mean, he gets results.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
And for Spurs fans, it's different because we just won a trophy at this point. It's been 12 years now without a trophy.
Yeah, which is crazy because I look at the team you guys had under Poch, and I thought for sure one was coming. Maybe if not the Premier League, what do you take you to the finals of the Champions League? Maybe a FA Cup.
Yeah, we went to we went to the final of a Champions League, lost that. We went to final of a Capital One Cup, we lost that. And then that year when Leicester won the Premier League, we were right there. And if they didn't go off, we would have won it. So,
yeah, I don't think that's a reflection of Poch though, because I feel like he's an incredible coach. I feel like it's more so the chairman of the club, and as far as like the transfer windows, not backing him and not going out and get another world class player if needed. Mm-hmm. I feel like you guys definitely could have shored up and could have improved in a couple positions, right back, left back. Even though you guys had Trippier, who is a beast at Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys could have got some better players overall.
I agree. After the Champions League final during that summer, we were so close to getting Dybala. I don't know if you remember that, but if we would have got that over the line, I think we really would have pushed on from there. But it seems like since we didn't get that done, everything just kind of fell apart.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I was wondering about this season. Like, as far as a Spurs fan, do you feel like you guys are close to being a train wreck. Because I mean, if Jose doesn't get you anywhere, then what do you do? Because you already got a clean house, right? You guys are looking to bring some players in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're right on that line right now, so it's kind of hard to say. I think if we do end up getting Europa League, that'd be huge for us, and we could really push on. And then Jose could, sign a couple fullbacks and maybe another backup striker. And then we could really push on from there. But if Spurs have a history, obviously, of not getting the players we want. So if that happens, we could go the other direction. So we're really on that line.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping it comes for you guys, because I'd much rather see you guys lift a trophy than Liverpool. Obviously,
yeah.
Manchester City. I cringe when I watch these teams, and I have to get on Twitter and see their fans. Our fans are the same way, I imagine, when we were winning.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to see those teams, I'm like, why can't Tottenham? Why can't we win it first?
Yeah.
But if it's why not maybe like a Tottenham, or not Arsenal either? I could care less about Arsenal.
They're nowhere near top anymore. they're falling behind. Yeah, it's funny. It seems like Manchester United and Tottenham fans kind of have a mutual respect for each other. That's just what I've noticed on Twitter or during games as well.
Yeah, we don't really trash. There's no real trash talk. I mean, a lot of our games have been clean. Besides, like Dele Alli getting into it with a couple players, that's the way he plays.
Yeah.
I had never had a gripe with Tottenham, just besides when you guys beat us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we need to sign Harry Kane. Sign that man. Like, what are we waiting on?
That actually brings me to my next question, which would be, if you could take anybody from our team and put him on Manchester United, besides Harry Kane, because I feel like that's the obvious answer. Who would you go for?
My opinion, I would go Sonny, just because the way our strikers are playing, our strikers and wingers are playing right now, there's a lot of interchanging. Like I feel like they all feel comfortable going left to right. That's something before we hadn't seen. It looked like Rashford needed to be on the left. Martial needed to either be in the center or on the left. But I feel like they feel comfortable interchanging. So I feel like bringing Sonny in, he's experienced. He's probably a better finisher. I know he's a better finisher than Rashford. Greenwood's not a finished product, so I mean he's more experienced than Greenwood. But I feel like bringing him and bringing that competition in would benefit us. How could it not benefit us?
Seems like Sonny is the most well-liked, maybe player, one of the most well-liked players in the league, or most respected just from any club. Seems like everybody loves Son.
How could you not? And I like that he's added that feistiness to his game, because I feel like he's so polite that defenders will take advantage of it. So to see him, like, even though sometimes I know it can get him in trouble.
I was gonna say, the man's got 4 or 5 red cards in his time at Tottenham, which is surprising.
I love it. I love it though.
Let me ask you this: would you swap Son for Rashford? Would that be a swap you'd want to see?
I don't think I could do it.
Interesting.
I don't think I would do it. How old is Son? Is he 27?
Yeah, around that age, yeah.
27. Ooh.
What's Rashford? Is he like 22, 23 now?
I feel like he's like 22. Yeah. I couldn't switch age. He's improving. What is he on? Like 21 goals, I believe, now.
Is he really? Wow. That's impressive.
I couldn't do it.
He's
an academy kid. He grew up with us. He's full blood.
And I do gotta say I've been loving watching United play lately. Their front three just that second goal they scored yesterday. Man, it was beautiful stuff. That offside was ridiculous. I gotta say.
I'll say we've been having some calls go. We've been having some crazy calls this season. So I'm not surprised by.
What's your take? What's your take on VAR?
It needs to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Me too. I agree.
We've benefited from it. I think I saw the stats in like a +8 goal advantage for us because of VAR, and I'm like, even still, I'm like, I don't really like it.
So are you new on Twitter?
I'm not new to Twitter, but I'm new to football Twitter.
Okay, so what are you thinking about it so far? It's crazy place.
It is very crazy. The fans, some of the fans are outrageous. Actually, I like what you have going right now.
Oh, thank you.
That's why I tweet at you. I've been tweeting at you a little bit.
You've been showing me some love. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Like I appreciate it because like I see a bunch of Martial, like the Martial army.
Yeah.
Sometimes I love those guys, but sometimes those guys can be extremely annoying. You know it's biased, but I mean there's some pretty good gems you can pick out. I more so like the stat guys. I more so follow a lot of the stat pages to learn some of the things I didn't know.
Yeah. So weird. Some of just the agendas they have on Twitter, like, are biases towards certain players. Like, there's a whole section of Spurs Twitter that just hate Lucas Moura, and the other half think he's like one of our best players. It's just so crazy. My last question here, which is, what do you guys think? You confident you guys are gonna get Champions League? Finish out this season?
I am confident. I feel like Leicester is gonna slip up. I think.
We got Leicester this weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need you guys to at least get a draw.
We need a win.
Oh yeah, for Europa League, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna.
I was gonna say I feel like I think Jose is gonna pull it out. I think he's gonna put together something. Leicester's been up and down the past couple weeks, more down than up, which I'm happy about. They seem to get together the last game, but I'm not confident. I think they'll drop at least one game. We have West Ham, and then we do finish off with Leicester.
Yeah, that'd be. I mean, football has crazy storylines, but going up against David Moyes, that'd be the ultimate redemption to knock you guys out of Europe.
Not only that, I'm not fully confident in a West Ham win, just because of what they did to Chelsea a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yarmolenko with the winner. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, you think West Ham is down and out?
Well, they're fighting for their lives down there. They're trying not to get relegated.
I was gonna say, are they actually relegated yet?
They're
on the line, right?
I believe they're 3 points out of the relegation zone, but
yeah. So this is a very important game for them as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, based upon the Chelsea FA Cup game this weekend, because I feel like we're gonna rest a lot of players, even though we want to win. I feel like we're gonna rest a lot of players, so hopefully guys can come in fresh and we can put a beat down on West Ham because we're tied with Leicester right now, but I think they have a +3 advantage on us right now.
Interesting. Well, you guys still got them last day of the season too, so I'll be pulling for United because I'm still mad that Leicester took the Premier League from us that season. So
that is right.
I'm still salty about that. I mean, of course, the 1 year where Tottenham has a chance to win, Leicester pulls a 5,000 to 1 out of the bag. I mean, it's just typical Spurs luck. All right, bro. That's all I got. Thanks for chatting. It was fun.
Yeah, that's no problem. Anytime. I appreciate the opportunity. And we need you guys to do us a favor.
Well, we got you. We need the win too. Anytime you want to come back on, I'll have you on. No problem.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed that video with my friend Sean. Hopefully we'll have him back on the channel more often. He's a good buddy of mine, and he brought us some really good insight of how other clubs perceive Tottenham, which is always interesting to me. If you want to be on Spursy Spurs, shoot me an email here. There. And we can make it happen. But other than that, guys, we got a big game against Leicester this weekend. Hopefully we get the 3 points there. They've got some injuries, so we have a good chance, in my opinion. Mourinho is probably going to put out the same line-out he's been putting out, and we've been getting results, so hopefully we can roll on with that. And come on, you Spurs!